So whenever a new episode of The Rings of Power is released, and with 6 episodes out that all have major problems, I already know there's going to be something off in the next episode. Whether it is bad writing, bad editing, or even the realism of some of the scenes that play out. It does feel like sometimes it's just me noticing some of these errors in the show, but when I go and read through the comments, I can clearly see I'm not the only one. And thank you for responding on the videos because some of the comments are funny as hell. With episode 7, we do learn something very important. That humans and elves can survive hot volcanic ash to the face. The eruption that destroys buildings and makes trees burst into flames upon contact with the ash, as shown in episode 6, but somehow the Numenorians and the villagers, as well as Galadriel, who is wearing her plot armor, somehow survives. There are some casualties, but of course not for any of the main characters. And before I get spammed with comments, I've been getting these types of comments a lot from people saying, it's a fantasy world, anything can happen. I'm sorry, no. Everyone in the village, including Galadriel, should have been burnt alive. You can say that the village was maybe far enough from Mount Doom, but that's not what they show us. They show clouds of hot ash, blowing away houses, setting trees on fire, but somehow we are to believe that people survive it? I think even if the heat wasn't enough, you probably would have suffocated to death because of all the ash. But I guess the writers wanted this epic scene of everything being orange and her emerging from the ashes, being reborn again or something. Now, as the episode plays out, we can see some of the people in the town that was hit by the volcanic ash is trying to help the wounded. We see Isildur trying to pull his friend out from a collapsed house, and the queen just comes by and tells him, over here, even though she can see him struggling to do something or struggling to get his friend out. As they do get Valandil unstuck, we can see Ontomo, his other friend, has died, which is sad. Now I would like to direct you to a previous video I did where I talked about our dear friend Ontomo. She fights him, grabs his sword out of his hand, and she has him. Now, listen to what I'm telling you. This guy is going to be one of the first soldiers to die against an orc. He's going to be the first one. Now, granted, I did say he would die by the hands of an orc, which he almost did in episode 6, where an orc was slashing him with a sword, trying to kill him. And luckily for him, Valandil stepped in and saved him. But it's the typical scenario where you have 3 friends and eventually one of them is going to die. In another scene later in the episode, we have Elrond and Prince Durin trying to mine, and when they are taking a break, they talk about the Battle of Tarak they had, and Elrond admits that he kinda lost on purpose. Now, I don't know if this was supposed to be a big shock, but I would like to direct you back to one of the early episodes I reviewed. You do notice Elrond actually look at it for a moment before he continues, and maybe it reminds him of something, because then he all of a sudden decides to, quit. Maybe it's best not to embarrass Durin in front of the other dwarves. Yeah, so after 5 episodes, the writers wanted to let us know again that Elrond had a plan all along, and we kinda already knew he had a plan because we could see him manipulating Prince Durin, and I kinda feel it makes Prince Durin seem stupid. But it would have been better if Durin knew all along. But these are just my thoughts on the show. And if you are enjoying the show, then I do recommend you keep watching. If you have any comments, you can type them below. I always enjoy reading them, and you can give a like or a dislike, whatever you want, doesn't matter. And other than that, have a good one.